Good morning, YouTube. I was really pissed. I still am. Um, Last night, while they were moving trying to remove this RV, the bulldozer here, pulling things.
Hi
And
there.
hey, how's it
Morning.
going?
Morning.
And the guy drove it with there's a bulldozer right there. Drove it with the shovel thing up in the dark. They were doing this in the dark. And they freaking slammed into my RV with that thing while I was in it. The whole RV shook, and this whole front end got like smashed. The frame inside is like broken. It like snapped. So, of course, I was upset. Still am upset. They said they're gonna fix it. Lots of parts here. These people know how to fix stuff. I guess this is when somebody built or fixed. Because these RVs aren't really designed that well. But anyhow, it wasn't designed to take a direct hit from a bulldozer. So I was really upset. I still am upset because no matter how good they repair it, it's damaged. And, but the issue is this. I could be really pissed and I could leave, but then my RV's like in bad, really bad shape. The other issue is then it changes my plans and I'm going to be like scrambling to find a place to park the RV. And the RV is now, potentially not roadworthy. I'm not sure because the front end, it had a metal subframe. This one wasn't wood. Most of these have wooden frames. Mine had a metal subframe, but they said they're not going to weld it. They're going to take these metal joints and then screw it bolted into place, and it should be strong. My issue is that the RV is now not really well. I could like really upset and create a scene, okay, and start demanding what is it, where they have to pay you and stuff like that. But then cut the relationship and move out, or yeah, it could have collapsed in on me. When it hit, the bulldozer hit, the whole RV was like shaking and shit was falling inside. I was like, what the fuck? I came out screaming. It's like, what the and then because they were doing it in the dark. So they're trying to move the stuff out in the dark, and they had the bulldozer pushing it and pulling it, and the guy couldn't see because they don't have any lights on here in the front, and he, instead of having this down where he could see, he lifted it up, and then when he went back, I don't know if he was backing up or going forward. I don't know what. I think he was going forward. He was coming in forward. So when they were doing that, they hit it. Then I start thinking to myself, it was funny because like on Facebook, I just posted this video of this little kid singing, "Don't worry, everything's gonna be all right." Try to calm people down because people were like freaking out, COVID and every other bad shit going on in their life right now. Um, so I was thinking about it, and I was like, what can I do really? I mean, if I create a big stink, I lose a semi-permanent parking spot, which I can afford. It's not like cheap, but um, I won't have to move, and I can keep working. And then what's the big picture? The big picture was I'm not really planning on traveling in this RV. It was roadworthy. It still is roadworthy. I mean, a run and everything, and a lot of money was spent to make it run. But the problem is, you can see the seams and stuff are all kind of breaking apart, anyways. And I chose this spot specifically because it was affordable. You know, with my job, I'm able to make the monthly payments and stay here. And even though it's not the most ideal situation, treating it like a tiny home, which doesn't move anyways, allows me to start to set up to do like software development and everything else that I'm going to need for the future. So thinking about that kid singing, "Don't worry, everything's going to be all right," last night, I kind of calmed down a little bit, although I don't know if you can tell, I'm still pissed. But I'm like, you know what? They'll fix it. Hopefully they can fix it so it doesn't leak. This RV probably ain't going anywhere. It's probably going to stay here. This is the final destination for good enough. And I will most likely just stay here. Um, I will they're gonna fix it. They had started to jack it up, but you can see it fell down because of the rain. It rained last night, which sucked. But luckily, I don't really have much up there. So my concern is that they make it strong enough so that it doesn't, because this thing weighs. See how it's down? It's actually sitting on the fucking roof now. And he was saying it was like that all the time, but no, it wasn't like that before. But I won't get into it. But I'm not going to start stuff up. This is going to be fixed, and then hopefully it doesn't leak. And that's my big concern, is that it doesn't leak, and that I'll be able to continue to work from in here. But you can see it snapped it. It pushed it. I think it was going forward because it pushed it back. So even the Windows stuff is kind of messed up. So anyhow, that's what's going on this end this morning. Temperature in Florida has been like crazy, hot, cold. Now it's wet today, and I think it's going to be wet all weekend. Hopefully they can get this done in one day. They said that they're gonna try to brace this part right here. Then he's gonna get me a metal flushing thing, metal like corner braces. So they're gonna fix it better than my tape. I was taping it because this stuff was delaminating. Big tip for any of you looking to buy a used RV: if stuff is delaminating, you really shouldn't get that RV unless you're planning on ripping off the whole walls, all the walls, and redoing the whole thing. Because once it starts, like, I don't know, let me try to find it, but see how it starts to bulge out? Once it's bulging out along the walls, don't buy that RV. Not unless you are planning on just buying it for the engine and the transmission, but you're going to take apart the entire walls, from the side walls to even the roof. The reason is possibly the leak is from the roof and it went down the side. Even this one's delaminated, but they're probably going to fix it. I don't know if they're going to fix this one to the point where it runs. A lot of the people buying these RVs, they're not buying them to drive. What they're buying them is to live in. So they will fix it, however they fix it, to keep it from leaking and stuff, and then using it like a house, like a little tiny house on wheels. So that's a potential solution for some of you who are looking, like you don't have a house or something. People throw away RVs. And then, as long as you have some land or some place where you can have it all apart. Honestly, even though these are bad, see, RVs have plumbing and everything already set, like wiring and plumbing and stuff like that. I wouldn't get like this one, but that one's not in too bad a shape. You're just going to have to fix that corner or whatever. My RV's still good enough to live in. Like I said, I am really upset, but what can you do? I could make a big stink and cause, a relationship rift between me and the landowner, or I can just bite my tongue so to keep the RV insured and not drive it. So my plan, really, honestly, when I look at it, I don't really, but if I can get over that, which I'm trying today, just to calm down, it really doesn't change my plans. My plan was to park the RV maybe one more year. Some people were asking if I was going to be producing for retro systems or modern computers. And basically, I think I'm going to be producing mostly modern, but possibly some retro. I might do a test run. There's some... My own preference is actually retro machines, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of interest in retro from the modern kids, and the concern I'm running into is if you produce for retro systems, you have to produce for more than one computer type. Like, you got Atari, and you have different models of the Atari. You have Commodore, you have the VIC-20, the 64, Amiga, all this stuff. How retro do you want to go, and what system you produce for? And then if you want to market, you typically have to make it for different models, different brands. That means a different version. And, with one person, that's a lot of different stuff that you got to produce. They're different. Screen memory, sound, the way everything works is different. And even the amount of memory and, the screen resolution, color availability and stuff, it's all different. So I love the retro systems, specifically the VIC-20. So I might produce some VIC-20 stuff, possibly port for the Commodores. I'm not sure I'm going to do the Amigas and Ataris and other stuff, or Apples. But see, then that severely limits the market base. So how much can you actually make? For me to decide to make a game, my own goal is I need to make about at least $20 to $100,000 for me to sit down and code it. Um, Otherwise, to me, it's like it may not be worth it. I mean, if I can make at least 20,000, because I'll spend a couple months working on it, maybe even a year. But I'm thinking, like, if I take my old games that were in development but didn't get finished, they got abandoned, and maybe to pick up, the game idea is already there, just new graphics. I could possibly do them within a month. If I make even $10,000 for 1 month of work, that might be worth it. But the market, that's the thing. Is there a big enough market? The other option is going retro with just MS-DOS, which a lot of people don't really consider that retro. But if I do MS-DOS, then I could try to program it and package it for DOSBox. And with DOSBox, any modern computer can run it. And old MS-DOS machines could run it. So if I go retro, I may just decide to go with MS-DOS. Because with MS-DOS, I can get VGA graphics with 256 colors. I could use Sound Blaster with, sound effects and MIDI music by about 640K of RAM, So that might be my target system. But the tools I bought tools that have Unity, for development under Unity, and Unity is for modern systems. You won't be able to run Unity on DOS, MS-DOS. So I may develop web stuff for using Unity for web apps or web games or PC related. It just depends on what I think the market is. So that's still up in the air right now. And the other thing is a learning curve. Developing under Unity means I have to learn C#, and I have to learn Unity, and I have to learn the packages, the 3D packages, 2D packages, and in the web packages, how it all works. So I don't know, but yeah, I think that video really, I'm glad predestination or it was prepping me for what was about to happen that night. I just posted that video, I think, that morning, and then the thing hit, and I swear I was sitting there and let me know. But as long as I wasn't truly planning to do that, so if it turned that, hey, good morning. The other one, so he's got there's like a pin back there, kind of, but it's actually open, so the dogs can. I've seen the dogs come out. They don't run around here though. They stay. I think dogs can be trained to, even if you have an open area, they don't leave. Because he's got a little cage area, but I've seen that it's open. They can actually come out, but they don't come out. I don't know why. It's like those dogs, they stay in that spot. I don't know if it's sealed in a second spot, but see, there's like chicken wire and stuff. So he's got a little big running area for the dogs, and I think I've seen him out there running around, but I've seen it open too, because I walked down this thing and I saw the dog peeking at me, and it wasn't the big pit bullish white dog that's friendly. I got a dog that comes up and he acts like I'm his owner almost. He follows, and when I tell him to sit, he sits. See, there's a dog right there. You see that brown dog? One of them. It's one of the dogs looking at me, checking me out. He's kind of checking me, but why the dog? They just stay in their little spot. Anyhow, I'm going to sign out. It says that the system says it's buffering because my internet's really bad, but wanted to update you on what's going on. For those of you who thought I was ever going to take a road trip on this thing, if I do take I am planning a cross-country road trip. I am planning on a cross-country road trip, but I'm not going to be taking Good Enough. It'll be a different vehicle. So, I don't know. But this is the status right now. I'll update you once they do the repairs and show you what it looks like. But yeah, you can see he was going forward. It looks like he smashed it right there on the corner right there. So that's where the shovel from that tractor hit it last night when it slammed into me. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you all for joining me. Sorry the video quality is bad. Internet is like spotty, you know. So, hey, Traveling Nomad, how's it going? Hey, I'm hearing that it's buffering, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Yeah, so just coming in, I'm just going to do a quick recap. They were removing this RV, which I think somebody is planning on living in. I don't know if they're going to fix it to make it, drivable, but I don't think so. I think they're just removing it to live in. And they had the tractor last night pulling it and pushing things, moving things around, and it was dark, and the dude slammed into my RV with the tractor. So that's the status of good enough. But obviously I was upset. I'm now calmed down a little bit. I'm still mad, but praying that they get the whole thing straightened, fixed to the point where it doesn't leak. I don't really trust this car being roadworthy with that repair. Not that I was planning on taking this RV on a big road trip, because it's a little too big for me to be driving cross country. So that's where we're at right now. I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you for joining me. I hope everybody's having a good day, staying safe. And if you see that video on Facebook, it's worth listening to. Just a little kid who says that everything's going to be all right. Because in the end, everything is going to be all right. Or at least good enough. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.